All right, welcome to the special edition NFL trade deadline.
This is big.
Episode of Hodge and Podge. You ready?
Yeah, this is big time.
All right, we got a lot of topics to get into, so let's move.
Go ahead.
Obviously, the biggest news of the week has been the trade for Carson Palmer from the Raiders, or from the Bengals to the Raiders. What do you think about this trade?
I think Mike Brown may have made a really good deal right here.
You got to think so, right?
I mean, he's kind of been a debacle for a few years, but I think he really made a good move here. I think the Raiders may have overpaid for this. Well, we're saying a first, a conditional second, and
yeah.
And I mean, Carson wasn't that great. I mean, his last couple years. I mean, if you look at his stats, maybe he had some good stats, but you know, he had that injury a few years ago. You know, like
when he hurt his knee, yeah, he definitely went on a decline there. But you got to think about. I mean, this is like Al Davis, just win, baby. Like we're going right now. We're gonna try and win. And we're going to get it done right now. I mean, that's what this move to me is. And it's like...
He's starting on Sunday?
You had Kyle Bowler and Terrell Pryor backing up Jason Campbell. I mean, you didn't have a plan B if Jason Campbell got hurt.
But you gave up a lot.
You gave up a lot. You got to think they're looking at Carson Palmer for 3-4 years, right?
Yeah, but I mean, does he have 3-4 years in him? I mean, seriously. I mean,
probably.
He didn't look that great. He didn't look that great with the Bengals, man. I think they could rue this day, you know? And I think there's, like you said, I think it's more of a George Allen thing, right? It's like the future's now. I mean, we want to win today. I mean, forget building for the future.
They're trying to get it done now, and if it doesn't work out this year, then they're probably going to be hurting in about 2 or 3 years, which they have. I mean, but they haven't been good in the last, 10 years anyway, so, you know.
Yeah, I mean, what do you have to lose?
What are they going to lose, right?
We'll see how it turns out. I think they're going to end up giving up too much, but you know, I like Carson. I hope it works out.
I hope it works out for him too. Yeah. I like to think with Darren McFadden he could do something. I mean,
it's going to take the pressure off him. But he's starting on Sunday. I mean, I thought it was shocked. Give him a few. When he's got 3 practices and boom, you're in a game. I mean,
it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
I know you're a veteran. I mean, you're a SoCal guy. I mean, I got that. But I mean, seriously.
So moving on. Looks like the Detroit Lions picked up Ronnie Brown in a trade from the Eagles for Jerome Harrison and a 2013 pick. A smaller trade, but still one. You know, Jahvid Best has had those concussions, so is this going to help the Lions?
I think so. I think they need to do this. They need to run him back. They need to take the pressure off.
And the Eagles didn't need Ronnie Brown anymore?
Well, that cheese ball throw he did at the goal line a few weeks ago, I mean, I think that probably didn't endear him to the coaching staff.
That probably didn't. That was probably.
I think, you know, McCoy's so good. I mean, I guess McCoy gets hurt, but I think a great move for the Lions. I think this could be like a win-win-win. You know?
I think this is probably a good trade for the Lions. They needed another running back there, even without whatever happens with Jahvid Best. I know he's been injury prone for a while, so you got to kind of think like we need kind of a backup, and they didn't really have anybody that really stepped up. And you don't want Stafford to just have to throw the ball.
Right. You want to at least take some pressure off Megatron, right? So I mean, at least you leave him open. I mean, make the safeties come up and he goes deep. So
I hope it works out. I hope it works out for everybody.
I do too.
One of the other trades that happened recently was Brandon Lloyd got traded from the Broncos to the St. Louis Rams. And I gotta say, this one kind of surprised me.
He's a troublemaker.
That's the troublemaker. Come on, all he did was not back up Tebow. I personally, this is confusing to me for a couple reasons. Number one, St. Louis Rams have not really played that great on offense anyway. So, and they're 0-5. I don't really think they're going anywhere. So why even bother making a trade
for a 6th-round pick? I mean, Lloyd's a good receiver for a 6th-round pick.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not going to do anything with him.
He needs to change his scenery. I think, you know, like they wanted to.
And the Broncos, from the Broncos side, like, so you're getting rid of another playmaker. What's Tebow really going to do back there? Who's he going to throw?
But you can't. I mean, you're better off with someone who's not going to cause a problem for you, right? If someone, the problem is he's a Kyle Orton guy.
So what? I mean,
because you're undermining the quarterback.
He can't catch the ball.
Well, you're undermining.
He's ready for somebody else.
Every time something goes wrong, the guy's rolling his eyes in the huddle and all that. I mean, all you're gonna do is you're just gonna create a bunch of disunity in the team. You're better off getting rid of him. Start over. Does he have some skills? Yes. He's a good receiver. Yes. But if he's not fitting where your football team's going, you're better off without him.
All right, I'm gonna follow up with that. I'm gonna follow up on that.
He's gonna play well for the Rams.
I'm gonna follow up with that on that.
He's gonna play well for the Rams. He's a good player.
This one just really
maybe it's a win-win.
It was
change the scenery.
I was surprised. I feel like Tebow's got like almost nobody to throw to now, so I just don't see how that's really good.
He's got Moreno out of the backfield, just boom, boom. He's
been playing awesome.
Yeah,
so moving on, the Redskins last week, Rex Grossman throws 4 interceptions. You probably got him on your fantasy football team.
I do have to rub it in. Hey, let me pour some salt in that wound. Here you go.
So John Beck goes in, plays okay. They kind of score some, and now they've named John Beck as a starter. What's your take on that one?
I'm not a big fan of this. I think Grossman had
He had a bad game.
Let me keep things in perspective. Yeah. Grossman is not a great NFL quarterback by any stretch of the imagination. But I think he gives you the best chance to win if you're the Redskins. And he had a bad day. Okay, I mean it happens, right? I mean Bart Starr had bad days. Joe Montana had bad days. But I think benching him, putting Beck in. Beck didn't show that much. I mean, I think again he's still. I would keep Grossman in.
He showed a spark, but again, at that point they were losing by a lot. It could have been a prevent defense. Well, yeah. I didn't see all of it, but to me, you don't throw somebody under the bus like this. I just think this is another Shanahan mistake. I mean,
I agree.
They've done it. They did this with Donovan last year. They're doing this with Grossman now. They said, "Hey, you won fair and square at the beginning, but." Hey, you screwed up this last game, so we're going to move on. Right. And I think that sends a bad message to a lot of players. Now, I do have a question for you. Santana Moss came out and said that he did not think that John Beck should be starting this week. Should they deal him off to the St. Louis Rams then? Because
I don't know. Maybe they should. I don't know.
Because he's undermining the quarterback?
You make a good point. Maybe they should.
I don't know.
I don't think Beck's going to stay the quarterback. I think they're going to put Beck in. They're going to realize he's not the guy. I think
they're only playing the Panthers this week.
I think Beck has a lot of intangibles. I think he can run the ball. He's probably a little more fleet of foot than Rex is. Rex is kind of back there, kind of like a statue back there. But I think at the end of the day, Grossman will get his job back. I think this is a big mistake, though. I don't think it's a big mistake. I think it's a mistake.
I think it's bad for your football team. To kind of say, hey, you didn't play well today, so we're going to put somebody else in.
It's almost like you're listening to the fans.
You're not.
It's like you're listening.
You're not building confidence that way, right?
Right. No, it's like you're listening to the fans. I mean, the fans are mad. It's like, yeah, we're going to bench him.
They were still they're like 3-2 or something. I mean, it's not like they're doing that.
Shanahan should remember Dan Reeves. He's had a famous quote. It's like if you start listening to the fans, pretty soon you'll be sitting up there with them. So I think Shanahan should take that into consideration.
You want to move on to the next topic?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so the next one, obviously there's been a big hullabaloo about Jim Schwartz, Jim Harbaugh, their handshake after the game. I just want to go on the record saying I didn't really think this was a big deal. I think it was a minor miscommunication between the two coaches. Harbaugh went a little too excited. He went in a little too excited. Schwartz interpreted it one way, and then you kind of got this whole thing like Harbaugh couldn't figure out why Schwartz was chasing him down, blah, blah, blah. I understand where it went. I think it was just a miscommunication. But I do have one thing to say, and it is that if you coach a game, how hard is it to keep yourself under control, composed, walk across the field, shake a hand, and do the sportsmanship? I think Harbaugh was wrong. He flashed his shirt even. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. No. You're a coach. I probably shouldn't go back to this, but Jim Tressel walked across the field a lot of times and just shook a guy's hand and said, "Hey, good day."
I think as a fan, I want to see that. I mean, I think it's good sportsmanship. It's like it kind of brings the game to an end, and it's like, hey, it was a hard-fought battle, but at the end of the day, hey, good game, and then you go your separate way. I mean, you don't have to like the guy, but I mean, exactly. It's good sportsmanship. Say, hey, it was a good game. I respect you. You respect me, and then we all go our separate ways. But I think Harbaugh just kind of punked Schwartz. I mean, it's like in baseball they talk about showing you. He showed him up, right? He comes, shakes his hand, kind of pushes him. It's kind of like, we won. I mean,
I might be. I
don't
don't think he pushed him. I think he was trying to slap him on the back. One of those. He tried to give him a butt pat, missed the butt, and he kind of ended up like it did.
I just think it was Harbaugh's fault.
I agree. It was Harbaugh's fault.
And I think when Schwartz came up to him, if he just would have turned to him and said, "Hey man, I'm sorry," and held out his hand, it would have been over with. But he had to cuss him out. And when he said, "Get out of my face, get out of my face."
Yeah, I think he was caught in the moment.
And I'm not a great lip reader, but it looked like what he said.
He didn't understand what Schwartz. He didn't understand why Schwartz had chased him down 50 yards.
Because you pushed the guy.
Well, he didn't understand that. So I don't fault him for that part of it. I think it was just a comedy of errors. It's like one of those things where you're like, oh, this happened, and then this happened.
It's a
It was just like the dominoes just kept falling. It was just bad.
It's a misunderstanding, but he did show him up. So anyway, hopefully we'll
All right. So the last topic is obviously Donovan McNabb got benched last week.
Man. You talk
Christian Ponder.
You know, the first time I listened to you, I put him on my fantasy
Hey,
team.
can you just not interrupt me? Because this is the part where I'm eating crow here. I'm the one who's going to suck it up. I have to give you a lot of credit. You said Donovan wasn't going to be any good, and I thought he was. I'd like to say that I'm going to put a little excuse behind this. I'm going to say, I don't know what Leslie Frazier's doing in Minnesota, but last game, Adrian Peterson only had 12 carries. That's not the way that Donovan's going to be successful. But I'm going to bow to you at this point and say, you called it. Donovan, not so good.
Donovan doesn't look like he looks like he's not real serious about it. I know that's kind of a critical charge against a professional athlete. But if you see him out there, it's like, everything's great. Oh, we went 3 and out. Give me my baseball cap. I'll put the jacket on. It just seems like a whole lack of intensity on his part.
All right, well, I don't want to go into this any farther. All I want to say is you were right, I was wrong. All right, that's the end of the show. Check us out, HodgeandPodgeSports.com. We got a new website up. Check us out.
That's good.
We'll look forward to talking to you again, and we got some other episodes coming up soon.